Greetings, 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 greetings. Thank you for joining me. This is Goddess Manu. And we are talking about the 7 keys to happiness. We are on number 6, and that is self-mastery. Self-mastery. All right. Let's talk about the self-mastery thing. A lot of people talk about self-mastery, but what is self-mastery really? I mean, what is it? Mastering yourself. How do you do that? Right? So, I mean, there are different ways to master yourself because there's different parts of you that can be mastered, right? So what am I talking about? I'm talking about taking charge of your emotions, taking charge of your thoughts, and taking charge of your life. All right? So let me turn this music off. All right. So we're talking about self-mastery today, right? As a key to happiness. Because if you're not a master over yourself, how can you be happy if somebody else is able to easily manipulate you, able to easily control you either through your emotions or through manipulation, whether it be psychological, or somebody else has any type of influence on you that's greater than your own influence. That's a problem. That's going to be a problem when it comes to your happiness. That means somebody else is in control. And if somebody else is in control, they're going to have their best interests at heart, not necessarily yours. Unless it's somebody that really, really, really loves you and cares about you, like, we care about our children, right? We care about our children, and of course, our children are learning to master themselves in many ways, right? So, of course, we have greater influence over children than they do over themselves, right? And, anytime that you are in a superior place than another person, that is a responsibility. You have a responsibility, you have a duty to that individual to make sure that you are guiding them properly. Make sure that you're not manipulating them in any way or fashion. Even when we're in relationships with people, sometimes we give people power. Doesn't have anything to do with superiority. Sometimes out of love, out of trust, we give people power to influence us in different ways. But it's very important, even though if you do trust someone, and they have some type of influence, it's very important to always take advice, take information, anything you read, anything you gather, get from anybody, anywhere, because they're still people, right? And they still have their own agenda. They still have their own motivations, to make sure you take those things into your own meditation, into your own process of evaluation and analyzing that information, that advice, because you should be thinking critically at all times as a thinking individual, as an intelligent individual. as someone who is conscious and aware, um, and not asleep, not dead, deaf and blind, but somebody who's awake and aware, and conscious. You should always be critically thinking at all times about everything, all the information that you are processing within your mental space, right? Because that's where emotions come from. Emotion come from your thoughts, whether they're conscious or subconscious, right? Um, so if you're not taking thought for anything, then you wouldn't be having an emotional feeling or reaction to it. So it's all here in the mind, and so that's really where self mastery takes place at. It's within the consciousness. Um, so we really have to focus on mastering ourselves so that we are acting, behaving, and making decisions in a way that we can be pleased with. Whenever you do make a decision, take an action, or whenever you say something, let it be something that you thought about, and not something that you're just doing or reacting to, because that means that somebody else made that decision for you, whether indirectly or directly. That means somebody else is pulling the strings and you're the puppet. If you haven't critically thought about something and made a conscious decision about something, or you've really thought it through, then you can't be for sure that that decision is yours. You can't be for sure that somebody else isn't the master over that thing. And you can't be for sure that when you make that decision or you do that thing or you say that thing, you can't be sure that it's going to be something that you're going to be happy with, because you didn't make that decision for yourself. You didn't think about it. Um, yeah, so we want to be critical thinkers and make sure that whatever behaviors you're engaging in is something that came from you, came from your belief system, came from your ideals, um, that you were able to sit with that thing and manage your emotions about it and make the best decision that you can make for yourself. Um, that's ultimately what self mastery is. Of course, we can master our bodies. You can master your physical body. All of that is a matter of consciousness, right? Because all those things are attached to our consciousness and our mind. So ultimately, you still have to be a master over your mind to be disciplined within yourself when you make decisions, when you take actions, even if it's just a matter of moving your limbs. Um, or whatever you decide you want to do in life. You make that decision ahead of time, not be reactionary. Because if you're reactionary, all it takes is for somebody to know what stimuli or what buttons to push, right? And that means somebody else is the puppet master and you're the puppet, right? So you want to make sure you cut those strings. And how do you cut those strings? Is to make sure that you are critically thinking and that you are master over yourself, all right? And that is key step number 6, key to happiness, self mastery. All right. You can make sure you share this video, make sure you like this video, help me get in the algorithm. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. If you're benefiting from my YouTube, please feel free to send me a donation. You can send it through Cash App. My cash tag is Goddess Nanu, or you can go to my website, goddessnanu.com, right there, or right there. One, no, yeah. All right. So, go to goddessnanu.com. All right. There's a PayPal link there. There's also products, there's also services. I do need to update the website. I do all this stuff myself. So, maybe I'm not as, don't seem as, crisp and perfect as other people may be that may have more um, funding, so to speak. But I do all this myself. I'm very real. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. So hopefully it was beneficial to you. I'm sure that it was. And make sure you reciprocate, because that's the way to keep the abundance flowing to you, through you, and amongst all of us as symbiotic beings, right? Peace, love, and enlightenment